So you're the money magnet. You're the master trader. And I'm going to explain to you how to trade using price action analysis. But before we do that, I'd like to talk about the previous video that I made this past weekend. Now, in the previous video, I spoke about the inside candle setup, right there where the red arrow is pointing. The inside candle setup consists of two candles. This was candle 1 and this was candle 2. This is what we call the mother candle, and the second candle is what we call the child candle. The reason we call it that is because the child candle is within the range of the mother candle. So to trade that, we had to watch for the break of the range. The high of that candle was at 691, and I was watching the 686 level to break down to see if we were going to be bearish or not. So above 691, I was bullish, meaning I was expecting more upside. And below 686, I would have been bearish, meaning I would have expected more downside. Anything in between, I would have considered it chop, neutral territory. When I trade, I like to use the 15-minute chart, which is this what you're seeing here. And we watched the 691 level, and it cleared right here on the 15-minute chart. And on my Discord, where all my members that get access to Uncle Charters throughout the day, they saw that I updated, letting people know 691 cleared and already hit the 692.25 level. As long as above 691, stay bullish. So as long as the price stayed above 691, I was expecting more upside. And if 692.25 clears next, 694 plus incoming. So if the 692.25 level cleared as well, I would expect it for us to hit the 694 level. And of course, when we look on that 15-minute chart, it actually cleared my 692.25 level. It even back tested it as a support, showing evidence of buying pressure. And once we cleared 692.25, I did let my Discord members know 692.25 cleared, putting 694 in play. And as you can see here, eventually we smashed the 694 level. Successful trade from the 691 breakout to the 692.25 breakout. We had two successful level to level trades. Very blessed, very grateful for that. So now at this time, we have to prepare for the next day. And the way I like to prepare for the next day is to identify the bull case scenario and the bear case scenario, because we don't want to marry one side too much. We don't want to lean too bullish. We don't want to lean too bearish. We want to be unbiased. We want to be well balanced, because when we are balanced, we are able to be prepared for either case scenario, because the market doesn't just go up. Sometimes the market goes down, and the market doesn't just go down. Sometimes the market goes up. And the point is not trying to predict it, but to try to trade it so that we can make money in the short term, build consistency, and prosper in the long term. So as of right now, we saw that based on the inside candle setup, it broke out bullishly. So what needs to be true for tomorrow for this breakout to stay bullish? Well, what was the breakout level? 691. So as long as SPY stays above the 691 level, the breakout stays intact. And as long as the breakout stays intact, more upside is possible. It could happen by tomorrow. It could happen in a couple days. It could happen next week. But as long as the price stays above 691, more upside is possible. Now, the bulls weren't able to do that today. But if they can clear 694 tomorrow, my next targets are at 696, 699, and 700.6 above. Those would be my next target if the 694 level can clear by tomorrow or later this week. That is your bull case scenario. That is what you want to see happen if we are to get more upside. As long as above 691, I recommend staying bullish and expecting more upside. However, we must be ready, flexible, and adaptable to the price action. This is why I love to trade level to level and not hold for too long. I'll let my runners run, but I won't hold for too long for a full position. I play level to level because if the price breaks back below 691 tomorrow, what would that be? That would be a false breakout setup. And false breakout setups are bearish. because it was a fake breakout. It was a trick by the market makers. And I believe as a trader, instead of being tricked, we trade with the trick. We trade with the trap. So false breakout setups are one of my favorite setups to trade. So if we break back below 691, that is when I would look for puts. That is when I would switch back to being bearish. And you know the old saying that Uncle Charters used to say many, many years ago, and I still say it to this day. Not every false breakout leads to a top, but every top started with a false breakout. So if we're going to play the odds of being bearish, we need the false breakout setup. So breaking down 691 would be the trigger to enter puts. You bet to the downside. What would be my targets? Well, below 691, I have 689.8, 688.6. These are some new levels. 686.3, and I have another fib level around 684-ish. There's a very, very good chance that we could drop below that, but those are the targets that I have for now. Discord members, I will fine tune those levels for you guys by tomorrow morning, but as of right now, those are the levels that I'll be watching. Below 691 is when I would switch back to being bearish. Let's move on to Triple Q. Triple Q, we have to look at the fib levels. I love Fibonacci levels, aka fib levels. And in this situation, we need to look at what was the last level, fib level to be exact, that Triple Q cleared. Well, we noticed that last Friday, Triple Q managed to recapture the 621.2 Fibonacci level. Today, we see an example of what can happen when we get a recapture, aka false breakdown setup. We can get some more upside. And what was the level that was recaptured today? The 625 level. So that's the level I'll be watching for tomorrow. If the price stays above 625 tomorrow, that means the recapture stays intact. That means we can expect more upside, with my target being 627, 630, and I do have a gap fill level all the way over here at 632. But that's only possible if Triple Q can stay above 625, because what happens if Triple Q breaks back below 625 tomorrow? You guessed it, we're going to have ourselves a false breakout setup. And what do false breakout setups mean? It means the price action is bearish. And that would put 623, 621.2, 620, 618.5, and the 617 level all back in play. Let's keep that short and sweet. And let's move on to Tesla. I was watching Tesla because we had a big body green candle right here from last Thursday, as you can see, followed by a doji candle. Doji candles are chop candles where the body is small and then you have a wick to the upside, you have a wick to the downside. And when you get these type of doji candles, the way you trade them is you watch the break of the range. And as you can see that today's candle, Tesla opened slightly above the low of the doji candle, broke it down, and look at that, gave us a lot more downside. I was watching that 444 level. It broke down 444 and gave us a nice $9-ish drop to the downside. The question now is, will we get more downside? This almost looks like an evening star pattern, which is a 3-candle bearish pattern. Almost look like it. Not quite perfect like in the books, but it's close. Either way, it's bearish. Now, what was the last Fibonacci level that was broken down today? Well, it's at the 435.8 level breakdown. So as long as Tesla can stay below 435.8, what does that mean? It means the breakdown stays intact and we can expect more downside. Now, Tesla is a very special ticker symbol because of how volatile it is. A $10 move, a $9 move is nothing to this ticker symbol. So as long as we can keep price below 435.8, yes, we can expect another 10, maybe even a $20 drop back to the downside. 431.6, 430, 426 would be some of my targets, but I would not be surprised if we break back below those levels. Now, what does the bulls need? The bulls need to recapture lost levels. Any level that was lost today, they must recapture it. The first level, obviously, is the 435.8 level. If that level gets recaptured, it wouldn't surprise me if we get a bounce back up to 440. I have the 50 DMA around the 442-ish level. And of course, that darn doji around 444, the low of it. Those are the levels that the bulls need to recapture if they want a bounce back to the upside. So if you're trading it bullishly, you want to see those levels recapture. Otherwise, as long as below 435.8, I would stay bearish. Moving on to NVDA. Now you can see the NVDA had this downtrend line. You guys know what a downtrend line is. Multiple tests as resistant. Can you see that? Multiple tests as resistant. Where are my arrows? Boom, boom, boom. No breakout. So now that we have multiple tests as resistant in this downtrend line, the question now is, will the bears finally show some follow through? They've been defending resistance. They've been defending the ceiling, if you will. But can they break through the floor and send the price lower? Where's the floor? Where's the support level? I'm looking at 186. This yellow line right here is my 20 daily moving average. I want to see that break down. I have a fib level at 184.2 as well, right there. I want to see that break down. For me to trust the rejection from this downtrend line and expect more downside, I need to see the floors break. I need to see the support levels break down. And then I would believe in this rejection. I would believe in being bearish. But in Uncle Charles' YouTube channel, we want to be prepared for any case scenario. So once again, I have to say, if we clear 188, that would be a break above this downtrend line. That would also be a breakout of a Fibonacci level. And what do breakouts mean? It means to be bullish. So I am still neutral. But if we break out 188, I would expect 192 or higher to be in play. And if we break down 186 and 184.2, that is when I would be bearish and favor more downside. Here is Amazon. Amazon gave us a red candle today after a decent bodied green candle. Is that an evening star pattern? It doesn't quite look like it, but it tells a similar story, if you will. And we can also see that it's still rejecting from a Fibonacci level at 240.4. Still rejecting. Still being defended as a resistant level. So once again, we can see that Amazon is within this purple triangle pattern that I drew here. And if it wants to go back to the top, what does it have to do? It needs to clear that 240.4 level, which we now know for a fact that the market makes out defending with a bunch of sell orders. So if it busts through, that tells me that the sell orders are gone and there wouldn't be nothing much to stop Amazon from popping to the upside to the 246 and 247.4. So level, and of course, breaking above 247.4 would break out this triangle pattern and put Amazon in breakout mode, which is bullish. But of course, it must clear that 240.4 level first because there is selling pressure. And if the selling pressure is strong enough to break down the 239 level and the 20 DMA around 237, that's that yellow line once again, you see that? I would trust the selling pressure to be strong enough to send Amazon back to the bottom of the triangle pattern. And of course, below 231 and 229.2 would put Amazon in breakdown mode, which is super, super bearish. Here is Microsoft. Back tested another triangle pattern that I have here, the green triangle pattern. But Microsoft, despite showing more upside, failed to recapture that 471 level. Now, the 464.89 level was a critical level. It was a previous pivot low. Why is my arrow not working? Here you go. It's a previous pivot low. And you can see that we recaptured it right there. Technically speaking, that is a false breakdown setup. And what's a false breakdown setup? That is a bullish setup. And it technically did show some bullish follow through. So based on the 464.8 level, I cannot get back to being bearish unless that level drops back down. Unless it fails as support. Because if it fails as support, what does that mean? It means that was a false recapture. That was a false breakout. And what are false breakouts? They are bearish setups. They are traps. I love traps. We trade with the traps here. But I will say this. As long as above 464.8, the false breakdown, the recapture stays intact. And we can expect more upside. However, if the bulls want more upside, they must recapture and clear the 471 level. Now, 471 was a fib level, but we can see multiple times it was tested as support. Multiple times it was a buy zone. can the bulls recapture it? If the answer is yes, you trade with it. You don't question it. You trade with the price action and expect more upside because that's what the price action is telling you. And when do we trust rejection from resistance? When it can break down a support level. And I cannot go bearish unless 466 and 464.8 fail as support. Let's move on to Meta, shall we? Here's Meta. Have some new fib levels. Definitely looking bullish to me. For now, this is pretty steep. You can see it's pretty steep. When it's steep like that, look, it's like a straight shot. It's a bit too steep. It's a bit, I like to say, unhealthy. And we see the RSI is in overbought territory. Now, it's not a sell signal just yet until we get ourselves a breakdown of support. I have resistance at 672.2. If it breaks down 671, 669, 667, and 665.7, that is when I would trust the rejection. Break down this fib level, 656.7, and I would trust the rejection from this resistant level, and we can expect more downside. But I will say, if we can get above 672.2 and clear 674, I can expect more upside for Meta. Here's Apple. Apple went for a beautiful, beautiful bounce. I want you guys to take a look at the buy zone and take a look at where Meta paused today when it decided to bounce. That previous buy zone is retesting as a sell zone. What is that buy zone? 256.5. I'm going with 256.5. That will be the level I'm watching tomorrow. If it rejects from 256.5, I need to see 255 and 253.6 fail as support. I need to see 255 and 253.67 fail as support, because that is the best time to trust rejection from resistance when it can break down support levels. However, if 256.5 and 258 recaptures and clear, I would be bullish on Apple and favor some more upside. Let's move this along to IWM. We can see that IWM had an evening star pattern. This is a much better example of an evening star pattern. We had a big body green candle. We had a gap up. You see the space right there. Had a gap up. That gap up led to a doji candle. And then the third candle, it was a gap down. You can see the space right there. And it followed by a big body red candle. This is a perfect example of an evening star pattern. And evening star patterns are bearish 3-candle patterns. And we can see today showed a bit of bearish follow through. Question now is, will it continue? 264 is a level that I'm watching. If it breaks down tomorrow, if we want more downside, 264, 262.4, and 261 are the levels that must break down. You don't need to predict. You don't need a crystal ball. You just need the price action to tell you and show you what to do. We break down those levels, you enter puts or keep holding your puts, more downside incoming. However, I have resistance at 265.7 and 267. If those levels recapture, it's a good chance we're going for a bounce back to all-time highs. And last, but certainly not least, here is the VIX. It failed to recapture the 17.10 level. Almost had it, but almost is not enough. I'm still going to say this, like I said in the last video. 1710 must clear. If it does, I would be bullish on the VIX. And when the VIX is bullish, it usually does the opposite of the SPY. So when the VIX is bullish, the SPY is bearish. Right now, the VIX is still looking bearish. And bearish follow through would be to break down this uptrend line, get below 15.6. If the VIX gets below 15.6, it's bearish, more downside incoming, and the SPY continues to be bullish. Now, before I let you go, just want to show you the DarkPool level. It's pretty high, I have to say. DarkPool levels are the levels that the big money players are getting busy at. They're getting busy, guys. 2.4 billion in premium. Holy moly. That's $2.4 billion in premium. At what level? 692.7. And we also have one at 1.1 billion in premium at the 689.25. Those are your DarkPool levels. If we're above it, we can stay bullish. But if we get below those levels, we switch back to being bears. Thank you so much for watching and giving me a chance. I know it was a mouthful, but I'm glad you're here. Hope you learned something. I hope I was able to help you out with your trading. And if you want more content from Uncle Charles, definitely join the Discord. I would love to serve you guys and kick the market makers' ass together. Peace.